In the meantime, Fox News alert now. The Hillary Clinton staffer who set up that personal email server is now being offered immunity through Congress. Brian Pagliano says he will plead the fifth, citing worries he could incriminate himself. But now two senators offering him a chance to speak without any legal penalty. One of those senators offering immunity is Senator Ron Johnson, Republican from Wisconsin. I talked to him a bit earlier this morning today. Senator Ron Johnson, thank you for your time and good morning.
Morning, Bill.
Let me go ahead and cut through this. You can't compel him to testify. But what you're saying to him is we'll give you immunity and we'll give you protection under the law, correct?
Yeah, we will completely, we do completely respect his constitutional rights. I'm kind of scratching my head understanding what criminal activity he might be concerned about. But again, I think his lawyers are probably doing him a good job. And so all we're saying is we'll meet with his attorneys, find out what information he has, and then if we think it's important for our oversight responsibility, we'll go to a federal judge. Well, first we'll get buy-in from our committees, but then we'll go to a federal judge and try and get a grant of immunity. But we're a long ways from that right now.
You basically just said that why is he afraid of anything, suggesting he has nothing to hide. But you don't know what with the establishment of the server, whether or not he deleted emails, what sort of commands and demands he took. I mean, that's part of your investigation, right?
Precisely. And again, this is our oversight responsibility. We'll talk to his attorneys. Again, they're probably doing a good job for their client. And you know, I'm assuming he'll cooperate with us because if he's got good information that we think's crucial, I think we'll probably get that grant of immunity.
So why, Senator, would he accept your offer?
Well, certainly if he has any concern about prosecution, this will certainly get him off the hook. And from my standpoint, I'm not concerned about prosecuting concerned that he would be prosecuted. I'm concerned about the national security implications of what Secretary Clinton did. And quite honestly, what other department heads and agencies heads are doing within this administration. You know, Secretary Clinton's not the only one in the department that seems to be doing these private email accounts to circumvent, for example, FOIA requests in the executive branch. That's something, again, that falls under my committee's jurisdiction, something I'm highly concerned about.
Well, to that effect, this is what she said on ABC about everybody knew she was using a private email. Watch.
Everyone I emailed with, and I'm not going to go into names, but let me say I emailed with many people in the White House and the rest of the government, of course, across the State Department, knew that I was emailing from a personal account. It appeared, you know, as my address.
What do you make of that?
Well, remember, this administration said they're going to be the most transparent in history. I found them to be probably the most opaque. And again, Secretary Clinton's not the only one that had these private email accounts that appears were set up to circumvent FOIA requests so that, you know, the average citizen, and that's the whole point of the Freedom of Information Act, is so that the average citizen could find out what's happening within the executive branch. Then these agencies, the fourth branch of government that is really intruding and controlling so much of our lives nowadays, the American people have a right to know through these FOIA requests. And it seems like there are members of this administration that it was okay to be circumventing those FOIA requests for opacity, not for transparency, but to keep their regulatory agency activity opaque from public view.
One last question here. If Pagliano says no to your request, what then?
Well, you know, we're not in any way, shape, or form saying that we couldn't compel him to come before Congress, but then he's already told us he would plead the Fifth Amendment, which is his constitutional right. We completely respect that. I have no, you know, from my standpoint, I think he should be fully cooperative with us because if he's got a story to tell and it's important information, I think both Senator Grassley and myself have indicated our willingness to try and grant him that immunity. But again, we're a long ways from that. We first have to talk to his attorney and find out what information he has.
Next step coming soon. Thank you, sir, for your time. The letter went out on Friday. We'll find out when you get an answer or a first response.
Have a great day.
Ron Johnson, thank you. You the same.